Yeah. Actually, I've got a few questions related to that because obviously I miss Netflix. So I stab my heart every time I think about it because I'm a big believer. Because I actually watched TiVo. In the past, TiVo was, in a way, would you agree? Yeah, it was a bit too ahead of its time, I guess, right?
Yes.
But here comes the competition today because I have children, 2 kids, and I find myself more attracted to Disney Plus kind of content versus that of Netflix. It's more catered to adults, obviously, but as a family content, I would look to Disney Plus. How do you see that competition? That's the first question. And second thing, Amazon Prime also has, started going into this, and I love the way they package it as Prime service plus the movie and all that. Why do you think Amazon Prime is lacking to what, obviously Disney had a head start, then Netflix caught up and all that kind of thing. So first question is, what do you think of Disney Plus as a threat? And secondly, why do you think Amazon Prime or even new guys coming into the streaming service, how would they break that barriers into entry into the streaming service?
I think you're absolutely right that this is a very competitive industry with, not just the smaller players coming in. Also, even big tech, Amazon, Apple TV is also coming in. I think Apple was the one who won the Oscars award for this year or something. Yeah, and I hear a lot of people call Disney Plus the cheap childcare. You turn it on, then you can do your work, right? Then your kids
I love that.
Yeah, it's like a childcare, but much cheaper,
childcare on demand.
Childcare on demand. You don't need to check in with the babysitter whether you've got time, appointment, and all that. But you just turn it on, your kid will quite sit there, and just listen, right? But I guess it really boils back down to a lot of industry, I feel, can be disrupted, could potentially be disrupted by Amazon, Google, Apple, so on and so forth. But there's always a good reason why they haven't been so successful lately. It's just because that is not the focus of their game. Like when you look at companies like Afterpay, why weren't they disrupted by Mastercard or Visa? It's just the focus of the management is not there. Whereas for Netflix, right, it is really their bread and butter. And when we look at the specific metrics in terms of how much customers churn, they actually have the lowest in the entire industry. I think it's 2 to 3%, whereas I think Disney is high single-digit percentage. And then for the rest of them, like Phoenix, so on and so forth, it is double-digit. So they don't have that stickiness to their platform. And for a lot of people, if you don't have Netflix, a lot of your friends the Americans, your friends will be talking about this specific show that came up. And then, generally people, we are social beings, right? And then we want to participate in that conversation. And that's where people will start, they want to own Netflix, hold on to have a Netflix subscription just to, catch their favorite shows and so on and so forth. And again, the Disney Plus, right, definitely they are a great service. I have 2 subscriptions. But I don't think it's whereby only one platform is able to survive. I think most of the time people will have maybe 2 or even 3 subscription. Simply because right now when we look at the cable TV cost in America, it is about $80 to $90 per month. But when we look at what Netflix and Disney Plus is charging now, it is just even if you hold to both of them, you are still saving a lot of money.
Correct.
Yeah, so they have very different style of production. Our Disney shows is actually quite usually quite different from what Netflix does. So I see most people having 2 sets of subscription rather than just one. And then competition wise, it is really whether management will going to continue to invest in new content, so on and so forth, really grow the value proposition for users. And we are able to see that they are not just having the lowest churn, but they are also consistently raising prices every single year. But yet, most of their subscribers are not leaving the platform, which really demonstrate the stickiness, right? Because I believe that Netflix have been underpricing their service for many, many years. We get so much shows just for such a cheap subscription fee, right? And so with that, they have demonstrated that they are able to raise prices 5 to 10%, not 5 to 8% consistently every single year, and users are not falling off. Which is why, while it is a competitive industry, they have shown a track record of delivering sufficient value that their subscribers generally want to stay on as a user, and they are extremely subscriber friendly. I think it is a marketing move, but I think earlier this year or last year, they actually automatically unsubscribe you if you haven't used Netflix for 2 years, right? Which is just a very, very user-centric movement action. When we look at companies like New York Times or any of the, it could be Bloomberg, it could be Harvard Business Review. If you want to cancel your subscription, you can't do it online. You have to call the customer hotline, and the customer hotline will talk to you for 1 hour before you can cancel.
Create a lot of friction.
Exactly, a lot of friction. But customers hate that. And when we are looking to for companies to invest in, right, we want to look for companies that actually delight customers. And Netflix is very, very customer centric. So anybody who haven't logged into their account for 2 years, they automatically stop deducting your credit card and then just cancel your account for you. And then, I think that really, if customers would definitely be happy, the trust would build for the company. The reason why I say it's a marketing stunt, because it's only like 0.1% of their subscriber base who don't log in for 2 years, but it generated a lot of
goodwill.
A lot of goodwill. Like the media will report, wow, this is a company that automatically unsubscribe users. It is not just about money. They're really thinking for the users. So that they have a very good branding, and the consumers love them. It is not like some companies whereby consumers hate them, but they have to use them. So this is a product whereby, consumers are, love them and are willing to put their money just for that entertainment that Netflix actually brings to them.
Yeah. Thanks for your insight.
Yeah. I only have one follow-up to that, which is when you look at Netflix, when they're a juggernaut essentially, right? They essentially reinvest every dollar that they have into the company.
Right.
What other ways, apart from what they're already doing right now? Because my assumption is that yes, although there's still a long runway in terms of streaming, right? What other ways do you think they can create new business? So to give a sense, right? Of course, nothing is ever the same, but like what Disney did, right? Because essentially they are following somewhat the Disney route in that they always have to do high quality content. You need to own the content, the IP and all that. And what Disney has done over the past, since Walt Disney essentially, is to create horizontal businesses, right, that are linked to their brand. So when they come out with a really good movie, not Cinderella, let's say Mickey Mouse or whatever, then there's a theme park, right? Then maybe there's merchandise. Then there's all these other things that really, hook people in more. Because
ancillary businesses that are related to the theme. Yeah,
theme parks, whatever it is. Do you think Netflix should go down that path? And if not, what other areas can they really branch into?
I think that is a very good point, right? Because when it comes to Disney, when they create content, there's creating content is a capital intensive endeavor, but they're able to monetize through many, many other ways, selling their IP, franchise, the products, so on and so forth. And for companies like Costco, they sell oil, petrol cheap, they sell ice cream, hot dog bun cheap, but they earn through the membership. I think for Netflix, the most recent Morgan Stanley tech conference, the management actually came up to discuss advertisement. So for many, many, many years, they have been very against advertisement. But from the latest tech conference, they actually show signs of relaxing their stance on advertisement. And I suspect they are going to look at Disney Plus, because Disney Plus is actually quite keen on including advertisement for their paid users. So Disney Plus is likely going to have multiple tiers. One tier whereby, strictly just paying a subscription fee. So you pay more, but you don't see advertisement. Then there's going to be a cheaper tier whereby you see a bit of advertisement, but you pay a much lower fee. So I think the management has always been quite proactive in terms of doing A/B testing. And I think if Disney Plus is able to show some signs whereby, they are able to pull this off successfully, whereby they don't lose a lot of subscribers as a result of them putting advertisement on the Disney Plus homepage, then I think there may be a chance whereby Netflix may follow suit. And advertisement definitely is quite a big market, right? And I think there is also, the second thing is there is quite a lot of signs pointing towards Netflix having a lot of influence over demand for products in terms of outside streaming. So when we look at Witcher 3, right, once Witcher 3 got released on Netflix, the book sales went up. The game sales actually went up also.
Queen's Gambit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
there's this ripple effect to other products, right? And I think it is definitely an opportunity for management to further monetize their content. And I'm quite sure sooner or later they will. Furthermore, we are able to see them, their margins actually being quite decent now. So, I mean, with the COVID pull forward effect, right? Pull in all the demand in one shot. Their operating margins actually shot up to 20%, for that year alone. I mean, management say that they're going to reinvest more heavily with this money. But I mean, it gives us a very good glimpse at its steady state, right? What the profitability profile is going to be like for Netflix. And I think over time, it will become better and better, similar to Amazon.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, actually. Didn't think about the ad angle.